I've heard it said before that as mothers we can lose ourselves in motherhood. And to an extent I think that's true. We set aside a lot of our own personal interests for a time while we're raising our young kids because it takes a lot of time and effort and focus to do that. And there comes a time when your kids are older and they need less of your time devoted directly to them because they can handle a lot of things on their own without your help, that you find yourself with more time available to you for your own personal pursuits and interests. And I think that's a time when some of us can find ourselves wondering what we think is fun. Like the things we used to do for fun before our kids were born, maybe that's not what's fun to us anymore. And the things that were fun while we were raising our kids may have often revolved around what was fun to them. And there is a lot of fun to be had in taking your kids to do things that are fun and creating fun experiences for them. But when you start to go off on your own again a little more, you can kind of find yourself a little lost wondering what's fun to me. I don't even know. And I want to share one approach to kind of getting to know yourself again or rediscovering what's fun to you, whether that's rediscovering old things or finding new things. And I think the solution to figuring that out is a lot like what we do for our kids when they're young. My experience, I spent years trying to make happy memories for our kids, trying to create opportunities to do that. In fact, I had a blog that I ran for many years called Raising Memories, all about making memories with your kids while raising them. And as I've been thinking about taking the extra time that I have available for myself and figuring out what's fun to me, I think it's almost like the same process we need to do for ourselves, like create opportunities for us to have fun and make memories and rediscover ourselves, rediscover what's fun to us, provide opportunities for us to have fun for ourselves. So the way, let me move because the air conditioner just turned on. Okay, I relocated because the air conditioner turned on right beside where I was. So there's a book that I read earlier this year and it's called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and I highly recommend this book if you get the chance to go through it. It has 12 different sections meant to be read over 12 weeks, and it has tasks for you to do each week and a couple of things that you're supposed to do regularly throughout the 12 weeks while you're going through the process. So it's a bit of a commitment for sure, a time commitment, but I really enjoyed the process overall. I'll probably talk about the book again in future videos, but in this video I want to talk about something called an artist date. So you're encouraged to go on an artist date every week as you're going through the 12 weeks of The Artist's Way. And this is what the book says about an artist date. What exactly is an artist date? An artist date is a block of time, perhaps 2 hours weekly, especially set aside and committed to nurturing your creative consciousness, your inner artist. In its most primary form, the artist date is an excursion, a play date that you pre-plan and defend against all interlopers. And the first time that I did an artist date, I went downtown into a shop and looked around, a shop I'd been interested in going to for a while, that I knew my husband wouldn't be super interested in and my kids probably wouldn't want to come along for. So I just went by myself and walked around and looked at everything and just enjoyed my time. And then I had more time left, and so I decided to walk down to the river. And on my way down to the river, I saw the gelato shop, and I thought, it was almost like I could imagine myself as a child and an adult. And like the child part of me was like, oh, I'd love to get gelato. And then the adult part of me was like, it's too expensive. We shouldn't spend money on that. And I could imagine myself as a child, if I were with an adult, just hoping that they would decide we could spend money on the gelato and wishing for that opportunity. And I just thought to myself, like, it's almost like adult me is taking child me on a date, and I have the opportunity as adult me to say yes to this request and take child me to get gelato. And so I went and bought gelato, spent the money, walked down to the water and enjoyed my gelato. And that was probably my favorite artist date memory of the dates that I've done so far. And that's what really made me make this connection between what I'd been doing for years for my kids through my blog, Raising Memories, and what I want to do for myself and provide opportunities for myself to have fun and to do things that I think are exciting. Not just like my child self, but my current self. And so when I was doing the Artist Way, when I went through my 12 weeks, I was really good about doing most of the exercises and tasks that are outlined, but the one thing I did struggle with doing consistently was artist dates. I did a few, but definitely more weeks that I didn't do them than that I did. So I've decided that this is something I specifically want to work on, finding and creating fun opportunities for myself, and kind of a little bit just getting to know myself and getting to know what's fun to me again after so much time focusing on providing fun for others or getting wrapped up in what's most important for me to focus on, what's productive. And I think what's productive, one of the things that's productive right now is creating fun for myself. And so I'm going to do 12 weeks of artist dates starting next week, because you're supposed to do 12 weeks during the process of reading the book, and I didn't really do that. So my goal that I've set for myself is 12 weeks of artist dates, and I'm going to brainstorm a list of more than 12 ideas, because not all dates work in all types of weather and situations. And I'm going to put them on my little sticky note vision board that I talked about in a previous video, which I'll link here if you want to check out what that is. And there'll be like a little menu of options for me each week to choose from for my artist dates, and try and find some fun and create some happy memories in my weeks just with myself as I kind of reconnect with who I am on my own, separate from motherhood. And I'll go through the process for the next 12 weeks, and I'll be back to let you know how it goes.